All right, good morning. Hope you got your cup of coffee because I got mine. Okay, where's my cup of coffee? I had to have made one. It's my morning routine. Or did I dream it? Rachel? Gage? How's everyone doing this morning? I found my cup of coffee. It was upstairs. It's nice. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day on October 1st. My gosh, it's October already. Oh, time just flies by. And I've been married for almost 6 months. I just got back from my trip in Boise, Idaho. For those of you who are new here and don't know, I am a full-time wedding filmmaker, and I travel from state to state, and I film weddings for a living. It was an amazing weekend. I had an amazing cup of coffee at Neckar. I don't know how to say it, but give that place a shot. I'm telling you, easily the best or the second best cup of coffee I've ever had. And I drink my coffee black. I don't put anything in it. I like to kind of keep a nice baseline so I can compare what's good and what isn't. So while I was on my trip, I read the rest of Pet Sematary, and that is what today's video is going to be. This was published 1983. Wow. Just top me off right there, okay. This is a Chemex, by the way. This is how I brew my coffee. It's a nice drip method. You should try it. It's really good. My recipe is 30 grams of coffee and 500 grams of water. Going into Pet Sematary, I had a lot of expectations thrown on me that this was the scariest book ever. The scariest Stephen King book. It's a nightmare of a book. Oh my gosh, you are going to not be able to sleep. But then I started reading it, and I loved it. I mean, this book was amazing. And it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Part of that, I think it's because I'm not a parent. I don't have kids. So I think it doesn't hit on that level for me. I can't relate to some of the things that happen in this book in regards to, raising a family, having kids. Pet Sematary is about a family growing through the seasons of life and handling real life issues and facing and navigating the realities of death. On top of that, there's just this shadow or cloud, a layer of an unknown horror. I'm going to say something that I think is going to be shocking. I thought this was a very cozy book. Why is it cozy? Because it's it's about a family growing through the seasons of life. Like I said, the seasons of the year pass in the most picturesque ways. Moving into a new home, getting a new job, the start of a school year, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays. These are such vivid experiences for this family. And as the reader, you can't help but feel a wave of nostalgia. It's relatable. And that's why I feel like this book was cozy in many ways, while also being quite scary. I love the way Stephen King writes characters, especially these characters. The characters are so well written, so believable and fully realized and multifaceted, deep, relatable. You know, as these characters are going through life and these very vivid chapters of life, you can't help but feel close to them. They're just normal people. A normal family, happy family, yet they slowly get tangled in this horrific plot and slowly descend into the depths of insanity. Each character in this book deals with death. They have to face the realities of death, whether they accept it or not. And that makes this book much scarier because it's relatable and human. It's relatable to us that we too lose loved ones and we too face the realities of death. Death affects everyone differently. We all grieve in our own ways. So I feel like when reading this book, everyone is going to have their own experience reading this book, their own, because everyone has their own stories of losing a loved one. The way King writes the passage of time is just so smooth, so natural and organic. Nothing is too slow. Nothing is too neck-breaking fast. Moments had time to breathe and sit quietly. Conversations flowed naturally. You felt like these were real conversations that a married couple would have, or that two parents would have about their children, or even the conversations and questions a child would ask their parent. And then toward the end of the book, I'm going to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. I don't want to ruin the book for you. King cross-cuts from different perspectives, and it is just done so well where it keeps you amped up. It keeps the story intense, and you're just on the edge of your seat the entire time until the very end. What makes this book so good is that it's not this non-stop, horrific, scary thrill ride. It's kind of a slow burn. The horrific elements are kind of sprinkled in here and there in between the mundane and ordinary moments. And it's not just scary for the sake of being scary. It's all there for a reason. It's all connected and foreshadowed so brilliantly. So you know mystery books, like detective novels, that kind of stuff. Agatha Christie and Dean Koontz. Who's that other guy? Pattinson? Robert Pattinson? James Patterson? When reading those books that are categorized as mystery, you're already going into it with a preconceived notion that, like, hey, this is a mystery book. Okay, oh, there's a dead body. Okay. Oh, the cop has to find clues, ask questions, and get more clues and get answers. And it kind of becomes exhausting. Sadly, this was on my list of books I wanted to read for the fall. I got about maybe 3/4 of the way through and I gave up. it became so tiring, so exhausting, and it was so much exposition and characters knowing the same thing. Things were kind of convenient and coincidental, and there wasn't just this natural intrigue. I mean, I was intrigued in the very beginning. Truly, you had a strong start, and I feel like if you cut this book down 200, 250 pages, you'd have a sexy mystery. Stephen King writes the mystery in this book so naturally. He foreshadows in such a organic and natural way, sprinkling in the mystery here and there, and that just creates genuine intrigue from the reader. I genuinely wanted to know more. I wanted to know what's going on, and you don't get a lot of the answers in this book, and I think that's a good mystery. When you don't tell the reader what to think, or how to think, or what's truth and what isn't in the confines of your story, when you don't spell out the mystery, that creates intrigue. And King, he's the king of mystery in this book, for sure. This coffee's cold. Been talking a lot. So whenever I do a book review or movie review, game review, whatever, I'm not going to do the 5-star rating system. I'm going to do things a little differently. I'm going to rate around and within the theme of said book or movie. I will give Pet Sematary 5 cats and 1 scalpel and a trash bag. Very good book. Highly recommend it. And I think it is a perfect book for the season of fall, and kind of transitions into kind of late summer into fall, then into winter, and kind of a whole year. But this is spooky, mysterious, cozy. Call me crazy, but it's cozy. And it's perfect for Halloween. Perfect book. Next up for me is going to be Salem's Lot. I have been looking forward to this for a very long time. It's about a novelist who goes to a small town and tries to find some inspiration for his new book. And I guess this small town has some sinister aspects to it. Again, thank you to all of you for just stopping by and hanging out, hearing me talk books and drinking a cup of coffee. I am so thankful, because I would just be talking to myself, to a camera, about these books if I didn't have you guys. So thank you, and until next time.